In 2004, Dale Earnhardt Jr. led the field an average of 31.4 laps every single time he took the green flag. One season later, that number was 4.7, same driver, same last name, same weight of being the most popular man in the sport. What changed was never the thing everyone blamed. This is a career told entirely in its own numbers, and the numbers keep pointing at the wrong villain. Start with the shape of the whole thing. 631 Cup starts, 19 seasons, 26 wins, and 8,234 laps led. He finished inside the top 10 in 41.2% of every race he ever ran, and scored 149 top 5 finishes, 23.6% of his starts, with a median finish of 13th. Spread all 631 of those finishes across the board, and the shape is not a tidy bell curve pinned to the front. It is a career that lived between the front row and the pack, with just enough disasters to matter. That is a very good career on paper. But careers are not lived on paper. They are lived one season at a time, and one number tells you when a driver is actually in control of a race. Laps led per start. Watch it climb. In 2000, his first full year in the number 8 for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, with Tony Eury Sr. on the box, he led 12.5 laps per start. In 2001, 21.3. In 2002, 29.7. In 2003, 29.1. And in 2004, 31.4, the highest of his life. 4 straight seasons, same team, same crew chief, climbing. This was not a driver hanging on. This was a driver leading more laps than almost anyone in the garage. Then came 2005, and the bottom fell out. Laps led per start dropped from 31.4 to 4.7, a collapse of roughly 85% in a single off-season. Here's where the legend gets it wrong. Most people file this decline under the Hendrick years, under the switch to the number 88 that was still 3 full seasons away. But the data does not break in 2008. It breaks in 2005, and it breaks at home. Look at who was calling the race. That championship caliber team was pulled apart. 2005 opened with Pete Rondeau on the box. By midseason, it was Steve Heimel. By the fall, it was Tony Eury Jr. 3 crew chiefs in 1 year on the most watched car in America. Across his whole pre-2008 era, he averaged a 16th place finish and wrecked out of 14.1% of his races. The same equipment that led better than 30 laps a night in 2004 was leading fewer than 5 in 2005. The car came apart. The driver did not. And it did not simply snap back. Even the partial recovery that followed, 12.3 laps led per start in 2006 and 12.0 in 2007, never returned the number 8 to anything like what it had been. In 2008, he finally made the move everyone remembers, to Rick Hendrick and the 88. And for 1 year, it worked. Laps led per start jumped back to 24.9, his best number since the peak. Then it fell again, 4.1 in 2009, and down to 1.4 by 2011, the quietest full season of his career, as Tony Eury Jr. handed off to Lance McGrew midway through 2009. But split the career at 2008 and a second story appears. Before the move, he led 18.8 laps per start, finished 16th on average, and failed to finish 14.1% of the time. After the move, he led only 8.1 laps per start, yet his average finish improved to 15th, and his DNF rate was cut nearly in half, to 7.6%. Hendrick did not make him more dominant. Hendrick made him more reliable. Those are not the same thing, and the numbers know the difference. So what was Dale Jr., really? Strip away the narrative and let the win rates answer. On the superspeedways, Daytona and Talladega, he won 14.1% of his starts, 10 wins in 71 races, at an average finish of 15th. On the mile-and-a-half intermediates that make up most of the schedule, his win rate was 2.3%. On short tracks, 4.2. On road courses, 0. No wins in 35 starts, and an average finish of 20th. Across those intermediates, his average finish was 15.9. On short tracks, 15.1. Respectable and completely ordinary for a driver carrying that name. 10 of his 26 career wins came at the 2 biggest, fastest, most chaotic tracks in the sport. He was not a metronome who ground out results everywhere. Look at the whole career one more way. On average, he gained just a third of a position between the green flag and the checkered, a plus 0.29. He did not slice through fields. He put himself in position at the biggest tracks, and when they turned into a lottery, he was the one who closed. There was one last surge under Steve Letarte, 10.6 laps led per start in 2014 before the fade. He ran only 18 races in 2016, came back for a full 2017, led just 1.3 laps per start, and walked away on his own terms. The story the numbers tell is not the story of a driver who could not win in good equipment. It is the story of a driver whose equipment kept getting taken apart around him and who still won 10 times at the places that scared everyone else. If you want to rep these numbers, the number 8 Budweiser and the number 88 National Guard gear, the pint glasses, the openers, the shirts, they are on the shelf right now at happyhourracing.com. And next time, we put another driver's entire career on the same chart and let the numbers tell us who they really were.